Hey, excuse me.
Hi.
Are you using this chair?
No.
Oh, great. I'll just join you then.
Okay.
How's it going?
That's all right. How are you?
Good. My name's Richard.
Richard Brenna.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Can I help you?
Well, that all depends.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. No, I just saw you reading and I thought I'd come and say hello because I have a few minutes before my friends come. So.
Oh, okay.
This is the right option. It will work if you pull it off with, a bit of a smirk, playfulness. So if it suits your character, this will work as a way to start a conversation in the coffee shop. So, do you come here often to this coffee shop?
No, not really.
No? First time maybe? Second time?
I've been here a few times.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You go to other coffee shops usually, or just not much coffee drinking going on? Or you take it away maybe?
I do all of those things.
All of them. That's cool. Variety.
Yeah,
They say variety is the spice of life.
they do.
So it's good that you don't come here often and do the same thing and sit in the same chair, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's good. We always want to stay away from the standard questions, the standard answers, and this one is just an example of the usual lame stuff that guys come up with, so don't do it.
So, how are you able to be free in the middle of the morning on a Thursday?
Well, I do have a job, but it's kind of from the laptop, from home, or from anywhere. But it's like internet stuff, and with America, so in Europe, I need to wait until they wake up and whatever, so
Right.
I'm kind of free. And
Yeah.
then can be working at home, lying in bed, lying on the balcony, generally lying down, working.
That's
So
nice.
that's cool. And how about you? How come you're not at work now?
Well, I work at the university, so I have kind of an unusual schedule. I have some free time during the day and I work in the evenings.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you teach at the university? That's interesting.
Yeah.
And tell me, do you actually like what you do, or you do it just for money?
No, I really do like what I do.
Great. You feel like you're making a difference in people's lives and all of this?
Yeah, I actually do. I feel like what I do is important and that the information I convey will be valuable to these people and to my students.
That could be true, because I still remember my teachers from primary school and in secondary school. I don't know if you're the same, but did you like the subjects most where the teachers were good? And then later maybe you weren't even interested in that subject. So a good teacher can just change the whole course of someone's life.
Absolutely. And like looking back and thinking, what years of school are your favorite? It's like, well, whatever year you had the good teachers, because what you learn is kind of irrelevant.
And you're a good teacher? They like you?
I think so. I hope so.
That's cool.
Try.
No, I like it, to be honest, because it's very rare. Most people just do their job for money and then they come and moan about it and they hate it. So it's good to meet someone like you who actually enjoys what they do and is making a difference.
Thanks.
This is a nice thing that you can ask anyone, so well done for picking this. It's the right option, and it can always lead to an interesting conversation. Whether she's into her job, she can tell you why, or she's not, and she can tell you something else that she's passionate about. And what's your subject? What do you teach?
American culture.
Huh, what does that entail?
So kind of quite a few different themes. For example, we kind of started with an overview of American values, which was really interesting.
Like freedom and stuff, yeah?
Things like that, and even more so, for example, an interesting one is how Americans relate to the future. Like it's something we feel like we can control in some sense. And
Like Back to the Future, the movie.
I don't know what you mean.
Okay, but Americans think that they control their own destiny,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah? And American culture, what's that? It's like George Steinbeck, Edgar Allan Poe, and all that stuff? Or?
Sure, that's part of it. Yeah, I think my focus is more on what we could call contemporary culture.
Britney Spears,
Sure,
Kanye.
sure, that is all
Yeah?
relevant. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it must be really interesting for the students. They're not learning about things thousands of years ago.
Yeah, I think so. And just kind of seeing how the Kanyes and the Kardashians, how their influence reverberates through American society and how that affects how Americans think.
And why is it useful for the students?
Because a lot of these students aren't going to stay in their home country, and at some point they'll be interacting they'll either be in the United States or just interacting with Americans, and to have some perspective on their psychology or their ideology, whatever it is.
I guess it's important, right? Because American culture is pervasive, you know, it's kind of everywhere. It could be said,
yes.
And seems to lead the world. I know that in England we're always like a few years behind America with all the trends and everything, and it all follows, and then Europe a little bit later. But no, it's pretty cool then. And more than that, it must be really interesting for the kids.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. When someone has something that they actually care about in their life, you don't want to tease them about it or denigrate it. So it's good to give them some validation on something like this, you know, the job that she's obviously passionate about.
I really enjoy my job, but there is this one little thing that's very frustrating for me. I've got this problem where I can't print all the copies that I need, but I want my students to all have their own copy to take home, but then I have to go to the printer like every day, and it gets kind of expensive. So what do you think I should do?
Well, look, I mean, we all have these problems at work, and if you've got this colleague that you don't like, then you can just ignore them, or I don't know, deal with it somehow.
A colleague?
Yeah, you had problems at work or something, right?
About printing.
Ah, printing. Well, that's okay. Yeah, got it. So maybe just use the screen instead of printing or something like that. iPads. Get them to bring their iPads. Oopsie, looks like you got distracted by the sexy girl. Don't blame you, but kind of messed things up with this one, didn't it? Look, to be honest, did you see that girl that just walked by? Yeah, she's gone now, but she had like amazing long legs and just the perfect arse on there, and she looked back and winked at me or something, like smiled, and I was just totally distracted. But anyway, give me a second to chill, hang on. So, right, something about work, yeah? Problem at work?
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
It's not important.
She was unbelievable, to be honest. Anyway. Okay, but that's cool. So, problem at work, but otherwise all good in your life?
Yeah.
The lesson here is that there's one thing being honest, which is, you know, saying actually that girl distracted me, and then there's another when you're going into all the detail and being kind of dirty. Girls just aren't ready for that. Ah, well, that's bad. So I guess you don't have enough like papers for the students and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, that's part of it.
I guess you can ask for more allowance or get them to share, but yeah, it's annoying. Well done, you weren't distracted by the sexy chick that walked by, and that's something that, you know, you can use out there. Well done for paying attention and getting the right response. So you got your teaching thing, and what else is important in your life? What else do you love to do?
I really love dogs, and I love to travel.
Travel?
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you travel a lot?
I've traveled quite a bit, these last couple of years especially.
Nice. And where are some places you've been?
In Europe, I've been in Prague, Russia, Ukraine, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia.
Nice. All of Eastern Europe and kind of former USSR, yeah?
Yes.
Nice. And tell me, what's the absolute best place you've seen? Like, if people who have never travelled anywhere say, where's the best place that I should see? Where is it?
I would actually say that you should go to the United States and go see the Grand Canyon. It's amazing. I can't do it justice with words, but it's wonderful.
Okay. I actually went to the Grand Canyon a few years ago. Drove in the car from LA And I think they have a limited number of people they let in, which is quite good. You know, it's not like full of hotels and Burger Kings and stuff, right?
Yeah,
it's quite protected.
There's quite a few. Yeah, it's a national park, so it's very protected.
And we went before sunset, saw the sunrise, stayed there all day, watched the sunset, stayed overnight, and then went back. So it was, yeah, very, very beautiful. I'd like to go back.
Yeah.
This is okay because it's kind of connected to the subject, but it's not the best answer because you're talking about yourself and your own experiences, and it would be more interesting to her. There'd be better connection if you kept it focused on her. Oh, shall I say that? No. Oh, I've run out of things to say.
So are you not going to get any coffee?
Ah, well, actually, I was over by the bar just before I saw you and had a coffee there. And I try not to drink too many. It actually has a strong effect on me, so I don't need that much energy. I've had enough, so I'm good. Correct. Now, most guys can't do this, you know, so it's very cool, makes you look very confident and strong when you can hold eye contact like this and get her to be the one that works to fill the silence and come up with something to say, because it shouldn't always be you, right? And tell me some things you like to do for fun.
Well, as long as I can remember, I've always loved playing volleyball, so that's something I try to do whenever I can.
Nice. I played it at school. They had it in my school, but since then I didn't. But I go to Barcelona a lot and they play on the beach. Do you play beach volleyball?
I will, yeah.
Oh, very
in a
nice.
pinch.
Are you very good?
Yeah.
You can do that where you jump and smash it down? Cool. Yeah. That's nice.
It's harder on the beach because the nets are higher, but yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, it's a cool hobby. And anything else you do?
Yeah, probably the thing I do the most is study Russian for hobbies.
Russian?
Yeah.
Ah, you know, I meet loads of people that speak, French, English, obviously Spanish, German, but Russian, it's really rare to meet someone who speaks Russian. It's pretty cool. How come you chose that?
I don't really have a good reason. When I was in high school, I had the opportunity to do a study abroad, and my choices were France and Russia, and I didn't want to go to France, so I went to Russia, and then I just never quit.
I actually like that you chose something tough and that you stuck with it. And, you know, like I said, most people take the easy options all the time. So it's interesting and cool that you did that.
Thank you.
Nice one. You know, when a girl has something that is a real talent, something that she should be proud of, something she's worked hard on, that's the kind of thing you don't want to tease her too much on. So, you know, say well done, say you respect that, and say why, and then go deeper into it, because, you know, you need to find out why she would do that, why she was interested, what would make her spend the time on it. And it's going to lead to interesting conversation, make her feel good as well.
I noticed you have an accent. Do you mind if I ask where you're from?
England, actually.
Whereabouts?
Was born in London, but actually, you know what? When I was young, I lived in South London, and they have a strong accent there. It's like South London and things like this. But because I travelled a lot and I moved, I've lost most of my accent. But do I still sound British to you?
Yes, very much.
Oh, that's good. So you like the English accent?
Yeah.
Yeah, most people like it. They say it's kind of sexy, but maybe that's just when I speak it. But it's quite interesting actually being English, because in some places like America, we have a very good reputation. And then some places like Spain, where all the English people go and kind of party and like the hooligans go drinking and stuff. So their reputation's quite bad. But how do you find it being an American and traveling?
It depends on where you're at, but I guess generally people have kind of negative stereotypes about the United States and Americans, but I don't know. It seems that a lot of people are willing to take you and judge you individually and not.
That's good, right?
Put on a bunch
we're lucky. We don't have any real racism or anything really bad against us almost anywhere we go, right?
Yeah, that's true.
This is the right choice, and it's always interesting to talk about cultural differences so it can lead to some nice conversation. What do you like to do in, I don't know, for fun, like in the evening? Because you study Russian and whatever, but do you drink, dance, anything else?
All of the above, yeah.
Yeah? At the same time?
When the mood strikes, yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I like going out sometimes, cocktail bars, different bars. Do you smoke shisha?
Hookah.
Yeah, hookah you call it in America, right?
Yeah, I have from time to time. I'm not a huge fan, but...
I quite like it. They say it's really unhealthy, but
it seems unhealthy.
Once a month. But you don't cough after it, so therefore...
It's healthy?
Yeah. So we need to do it sometime, like shisha, hookah, cocktails, and then dancing.
Oh, maybe.
When you want to transition to seeing someone again, it's very good to build up a picture of the kind of things that they do, the way they spend their time, because you might find a mutual connection. You find that you share some activities, or that you do some things that she wants to do, she does some things that you'd like to try, and then it makes it very easy to then go on and suggest the date from there and take the number. And do you have any other outdoor, like, active stuff you like to do?
Yeah.
You said volleyball, but anything else?
Yeah, I grew up in the country, so I really enjoy a lot of nature activities. I like hiking and I love fishing.
Fishing?
Fishing, yeah.
A girl who likes fishing?
It happens. Yeah,
wow.
We exist.
That's interesting. I've never done fishing, but I love the outside as well, you know, walking in parks or hiking if you've got somewhere like that. How about bicycle?
I like that too.
Yeah. Well, that's something else we could do one day, like take some bicycles, ride out somewhere.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Cool. And are you busy this week? Like, what are your plans for the next few days?
I'm pretty busy. I have my friend is having a party tomorrow, and then this weekend I'm gonna take a train up to Vilnius. So, pretty busy.
You have free time, no?
Maybe.
Which
Maybe
day?
on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah? Cool. I might be free on Sunday as well.
Okay.
That's exactly right. Now think about this. Have you ever texted a girl saying, hey, can you meet tomorrow? She's like, I'm not in town. And you say, okay. And then text her in a few days, hey, can you meet tonight? Are you around? Sorry, I've already got plans. Well, to avoid this kind of dumb situation when you end up not seeing her again, why not find out at the time of meeting her what her plans are for the coming week? It's very easy to find out in person and saves the need for sending loads of dumb text messages that get you rejected. So it's the correct choice. So you like hiking and outdoor stuff, and the weather's pretty good at the moment. So one day we could take a little trip, or I don't know, meet in the evening. Anyway, lots of stuff. We've got lots of stuff we could do together. So why don't you give me your number and we'll arrange something. Thanks. Exactly right. It flows very smoothly to find something that you both like and then suggest doing that as the reason to see each other again. It's way better than just saying, hey, give me your number, or hey, let's go for dinner tomorrow. Well, look, I should be heading off, but it was great meeting you. Really cool. Really happy to meet you, and yeah, see you. Bye.
Bye.
Oops, you know, got right to the end, but this is a little bit too much. Being warm at this point, totally unnecessary, and if anything makes you look like a little bit of a wussy and might make her change her mind about seeing you again.